voluntarily abandoned their homes to be taken to rescue shelters. Voluntarily abandoned their homes. Okay.
With regard to the hurricane in Houston, Texas, the media has been following emergency response team that have been
Evacuating
people who have voluntarily abandoned their home to be taken to rescue shelters.
All right. Teams that have been evacuating. Not evacuating or bevacuating or devacuating. No, evacuating. Evacuating. Okay, go ahead.
With regard to the hurricane in Houston, Texas, the media has been following emergency response teams that have been evacuating people who have voluntarily abandoned their homes to be taken to rescue shelters.
Right. Rescue shelters. Right. Media. Media. Not my idea. Media. Okay.
With regard to the hurricane in Houston, Texas, the media has been following emergency response teams that have been evacuating people who have voluntarily abandoned their homes to be taken to rescue shelters.
Right, very good. Rescue shelters have been taken to rescue shelters. Hurricane in Houston. Houston. Houston, Texas. Okay.
With regard to the hurricane in Houston, Texas.
Right. Texas. Yes. Texas.
The media have been following emergency
Response.
Them that have been
Graduating. Evacuating
people who have run out riding.
Perfect. Perfect. No problem.
Their home to be taken to rescue shelters. Right. The media has been following emergency response teams that have been evacuating people who have voluntarily abandoned their homes to be taken to rescue shelters. Rescue shelters. Okay.
With regard to the hurricane in
Houston,
Houston, Texas, the media has been follow emergency response team that has been evacuated people who have voluntarily abandoned their homes to be taken to the shelter.
Rescue shelters. Rescue shelters. Okay. Did you go?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, regarding or about or talking about the hurricane in Houston, Texas. Yeah, it's like Texas. The second part of it is almost, you just drop it to the bottom. Texas. Houston, Texas. It's like taxes, except Texas. Pretty close, but it's a whole different thing. The media, the television, radio, TV, newspapers, you name it, has been following emergency response teams. These are groups of usually men, sometimes women, that in an emergency situation such as a hurricane, a flood, a fire, they respond to the emergency. If a building is on fire, the firemen will come and also emergency response teams. They have medical people, they have all different specialties within the team to help people that may be injured or somehow affected by the emergency. Emergency response, responding, answering the call, so to speak, responding to whatever the problem happens to be. In this case, one emergency or another, and they will come to help. And they have been evacuating, removing from a certain place. If I said to you, evacuate the classroom, that means everybody out. It could be on fire, it could be whatever, I don't know. But if it was evacuate the temple, leave everybody out into the streets. Evacuate the building immediately. Fire, alarm goes off. Evacuate, leave. Voluntarily. People who have, within their own heart, decided not to leave their home, to abandon their home, to leave, to evacuate their home, to go away voluntarily, not forced to do it, not told you either leave or I'm going to shoot. No, voluntarily, within their own mind, decided that they've got to leave. The flooding or the storm is just too great. So they've called the emergency response team, who's come to help them leave their homes, to be taken to rescue shelters. These would be buildings that are safe from the flooding, safe from the storm, places where people have been rescued. They've been saved in a way from the dangers of the storm. They are in a shelter. They are protected. And they got there with the help of emergency response teams that took them to the shelters, the protected space. Any questions about the words here? Abandoned, voluntarily, evacuating. This, again, the V sounds, the VVVs, not the WWW. It's the evac and vol, back and vol, back and vol. The teeth go out over the lower lip. It takes practice. Evacuating, voluntarily abandoned their homes to be taken to rescue shelters. Houston, Texas, one of the major cities in Texas. The media, the television, radio, newspapers, whatever, have been following emergency response teams that have been evacuating people who have voluntarily abandoned their homes to be taken to rescue shelters. 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 Any questions about the words? Very clear? Yeah, I'll bet. Any questions about the pronunciation? No? Okay, very good. All right. Hurricane, Houston, media, emergency, evacuating, voluntarily abandoned, rescue, rescue. I hope we can rescue the people in the river. Rescue. See if you can rescue them from the danger. Any other questions about this? Okay.
Everybody understand.
Right.
Very clear.
Pronunciation is important. Right.
My plan very clear.
Houston,
Good explanation.
Houston, Texas. Okay, we'll get away from the weather for a minute.